What's good, fight fans? This is Ash's Corner. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about this Kell Brook and Errol Spence fight. But first, check this video out.
You generated. What happened with you and Adrian Broner?
Basically was sparring and I hit him with a good clean shot and he got hurt.
They had to stop.
Yeah.
Charles Happy, you were still just a kid. What happened to you and him sparring?
Basically, I hit him with a good shot and he got hurt.
He's got a hell of a chin.
Yeah, he has a great chin. Stuff like this happens in the gym all the time.
It's harder with big gloves and headgear, though.
Yeah, it's harder, but it happens all the time in the gym.
But it was also in boxing circles where your legend was born, where people started to talk. Hey, you got to see this guy, Errol Spence. He's putting guys out in training. What happened when you sparred with Floyd?
I get a call from one of his boxers asking me to come to camp because Floyd need work. He's not getting any good work. And I was just right after a fight, so I was like, spar Floyd? Yeah, definitely I come out there. This is a dream to spar. Somebody's caliber is Floyd, the top welterweight, the top boxer in the world. And I went out there and basically I didn't go in as a sparring partner. I went out there like he was my opponent. I had my whole career ahead of me, and I was going to get the exact same equal work and get the experience of sparring a great like Floyd Mayweather.
And the story is you blackened his eye. True?
Oh, I never seen his eye.
But you wouldn't argue with the story.
I mean, I don't know. I never seen. I didn't see his eye black at all. I didn't see it, but that's how the story goes, and that's what people say in the gym.
What did that tell you leaving there?
I sparred guys like Lamont, Adrian Broner, Sean Porter, Floyd Mayweather, and I held my own and went tick for tack with them. So I feel like I can be where they at, and I can surpass where they at because my skill level is on the same skill level as theirs, and it's only getting better.
There's a time after that sparring session that Floyd and Floyd's people come to you to represent you as a promoter. You said no. Why?
De La Hoya has his own promotion, so Floyd Mayweather has his own promotions, and basically everybody's getting their own promotion. So I feel like I'm getting big fights without a promoter. I'm getting paid very well, without a promoter. So I feel like what I need a promoter for.
You're a student of the game. What have you seen in Kell Brook? Where is he weak?
I say his defense. I think his defense is all the way there. I don't think, a lot of times he pulls back on shots. Mm-hmm. You see a Triple G fight, a lot of his fights, he pulled back. And I don't think he's a great inside fighter either.
He says you're not experienced enough to beat him, that you've never been in a situation like that, world title fight, this kind of heat is being generated.
I mean, that's how greatness rises. It's a lot of old fighters that tell the young guy, oh, you never been in this position before, you never did this before. And then, they get beat. And then they're saying that, oh, he's a young, great fighter. This dude can really fight. He's the one. So I just got to prove it to him.
Okay, well, I just wanted to put that out there. The new interview I just seen recently. It's the most recent interview of Errol Spence, and I believe it was some very good questions asked to him. You know what I mean? I'm really liking his way of thinking. I'm really liking Errol Spence's way of thinking. You know what I mean? He knows, you know, he does not need a promoter. He must be doing something right to be able to get the fights that he's been getting. I mean, hell, look at Deontay Wilder. You know what I mean? Well, Deontay Wilder. I mean, he doesn't get no fights that he's supposed to be getting, and been in the game longer than Errol Spence. But back to my boy Earl. I mean, come on. It's like he's not gonna get no kind of respect unless he knocks this man out. Unless he beats Kell Brook, he's not going to get no respect. Nobody is trying to give this man any type of respect. People say, oh yeah, he's the king of sparring. Like, sparring ain't shit. Just like he just said, it's with bigger gloves and you're wearing headgear. It's a lot harder to drop somebody. It's a lot harder to hurt somebody. It's a lot harder to mark somebody's face up with that, with a big ass. I don't know if y'all ever had the mask on, the headgear on, in them big ass gloves. I have, okay, and the shit ain't easy. It's not. It's easier. It's way easier with a regular fight to punish somebody than in sparring. Now, when people say that, he sparred bigger people, bigger fighters than he is, people that's been a lot more experienced than him, y'all, he still don't get no respect for that. Y'all like, so what? It's sparring. I mean, bruh, how about, yeah, you looking at it the wrong way. It's harder to get messed up during sparring. That's why they wear the headgear and the bigger gloves, so you won't get hurt. Sparring is practice. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to get hurt in practice. That's why, you know what I mean? That's why the big gloves and, you know what I mean, the headgear, you know? But I want y'all to, I'm going to say it right now. Anything is possible when it comes to a fight. Anything. I'll say it. It's possible that Kell Brook can beat Errol Spence. It's very possible. It all depends on who is the better man that night. That's all it depends on. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? That's why they're called upsets, because one side is going to be a one-sided fight, but the person gets stung and shit happens. You know what I'm saying? It's very possible. I'll say that, but you Kell Brook fans can't utter the shit out your mouth that Errol Spence can possibly beat Kell Brook. Now, man, it's just, how do you think if Kell Brook sparred Floyd Mayweather, what you think is going to happen? Because I know damn well, Kell Brook love fighting on the outside, and nobody does it better than Floyd Mayweather. He wouldn't do a goddamn thing to Floyd in a sparring match. Not nothing. I'm sorry. He wouldn't. It is what it is. But this man still don't get no respect. But I want y'all to continue to disrespect Errol Spence. I want you to continue to praise and rise up Kell Brook's name like he's somebody's fucking messiah. I want y'all to keep doing that, because when Kell Brook loses, I don't want y'all to say no bullshit like, oh, well, it was hard for him to come down, or his eye wasn't fully. I'm not trying to hear none of that. I'm not trying to hear it. I just want you guys to give respect where respect's due. Because Lord knows, if Kell Brook beat Errol Spence, and Errol Spence is my absolute favorite fighter in boxing today. He's my favorite fighter. I will make a video on Kell Brook beating Spence's ass. I would do that. But how many of y'all would do that? Like, be real with yourself first, and then get into somebody comments talking bullshit. Then do that. You know what I'm saying? But I say the same thing about Kell's weaknesses as Errol Spence said. He is a straight up outside fighter. Okay? He fights on the outside. And Errol Spence is good for getting inside. You fight on the outside with Kell Brooks. With Errol Spence, it's not going to be an easy job, because Errol Spence has a longer reach than Kell Brook. I don't know if Kell Brook ever fought anybody with a longer reach than him besides Golovkin. You know what I mean? But we all see what happened with the Golovkin. And how come this motherfucker didn't have his... Why does he keep bringing his arms up to Golovkin like he's telling him, why don't you stop hitting me in the eye? Like, bruh, how about you guard your face? If your face was really injured, your eye is injured, how come he didn't pull up his gloves? I really want to know. To the Kell Brook fans, how come Kell Brook didn't put up his gloves and guard his eye if his eye was fucked up? Is that like the first time he had an injury? Maybe that's the first time he had an injury. But I do know that after the Sean Porter fight, his eye was busted open. He had to get stitches for it. So it's not like the first time that he's been hurt. You know what I mean? When you look at Errol Spence's face, he ain't never had no injury on his face. He don't have no scar tissue whatsoever. I mean, people can look at that as a bad thing. I look at it as a good thing. I mean, evidently, Errol Spence defense must not be that damn bad. He hasn't got fucked up. He hasn't got dropped. He hasn't got knocked out. He has no scar tissue on his face whatsoever. But he already know that he's gonna beat Kell Brook. I mean, I know every fighter knows and thinks they're going to beat their fighter. But he already talking about if there's going to be a rematch. If Kell Brook wants a rematch, it's going to be held in Texas. And I honestly think after this fight, after Kell Brook loses his title, he won't stay in this weight class. I mean, I think he should because there's nothing in 154 for him. There's nothing in that weight class for him. I think he'll have his record will plummet if he goes up in weight. The only thing I'm really nervous about, nobody said much about it. I remember when this fight was supposed to first take place, it was months ago, and I looked at Kell Brook's highlights, and his highlights has changed, meaning I can't find the highlight reel that I seen. Other people put out other highlights of him fighting other people, and you know the highlights I seen at the end of every single Kell Brook fight that happened in the UK. I'm not talking about no fights. I'm not talking about the Porter fight or the Triple G fight. I'm talking about all his fights in the UK. Every fight that I seen on that particular highlight reel was stopped by it was like a TKO type thing. You know what I mean? The ref stepped in and waved his hands very prematurely, it looked like. Now, I'm not being biased or nothing. Like a lot of fighters hate when the referee stops the fight prematurely. Some fighters are kind of happy. They're not upset. You know what I mean? They're like, yeah, he was beating my ass. I'm glad you stopped it type shit. That wasn't the case in none of these fights that I've seen on the highlight reel. I've seen other highlight reels that, the fight was stopped or he either dropped the fighter or the fight was stopped correctly. But it was about 6-7 fights on the highlight reel that was stopped prematurely. And I mean, when I say the fighters were furious that the fight was stopped prematurely, and it looked like it was stopped prematurely, that's the only thing that bothers me. I don't care if you have all three judges from the UK. I don't care if they're biased. I don't give a damn. What I care about is the ref. I want the ref to be unbiased. I want the ref to be from America. I want the ref to be from the United States because he's the only one that can stop the fight. I don't think this fight is going to go to decision, so I'm not worried about any of the judges. I could care less if they hate Errol Spence. I could care less, but I do care about the person, that referee. You know what I mean? He could be in that fight. They could be fighting first round. If the ref want, he'll run up that bitch soon as if Kell Brook get him a good run. You know what I mean? And he's throwing flurries and flurries and flurries, and he might not be connecting half of them. If the ref stop and run and get in the middle of them and wave their hands, the fight is over. Okay, it's over. No matter how it looks, I just really wish that this shit doesn't happen in both fight. I mean, and Errol Spence get a fair shake. I really wish so. I really hope so. But this has been Ashley's Corner. Please subscribe and like the page.